Hi, this is Tony from BesideTheFrontDoor.com. I want to cover some of my favorite succulents for indoors. Now, you can grow these outdoors during the summer and then bring them in for the winter. Sometimes it's difficult to give them enough sun indoors. And they're just really fun to have outdoors, and have them in the smaller pots or the clay pots that you don't have to water continually. Now, this one here, I really love. It's very, very soft. It's almost like velvet with a great bold texture. It's harder to find a lot of the succulents with the nice bold textured leaves to give you that accent. And it's going to be taller for you in that pot. You can mix that with, this one here is the Melotte Calancho. That first one was another Calancho, or the Mother of Thousands family. Again, this one has a velvet on it, not quite as soft as the first because the velvet isn't as deep, but it gives it that great gray cast that you'll find a lot, to have that different color to put in those containers. I like to have mixed containers of succulents as well, instead of just having one in each along, but having a larger container and mixing several different ones in. You'll also get a little bit of height. If you get a lot of height, if you find your succulents are stretching, even if you have a rosette one and suddenly it's not a rosette anymore, it's stretching, it's off. It's because it's not getting enough light, and it is just doing everything it can to get most of its leaves up there to that light. Another great one to work with is this one here. This is a Crusula. It's in the jade family. This one's called Burgundy, and you can see that little bit of the tips there turn red with the full-on sun. The more sun, the more that little bit of red comes out. I find it difficult to get the red indoors, just because of the intensity of the sun. You just can't get it indoors. I have another video that's going to be talking about light intensity, measuring both inside versus outside. You have to check that one out. It's not up yet, but it will be. But mixing this great, even if it was just an all green, with that silver color, with something even of more silver color. Again, this is another one in the some people say Calanchoe or Calancho family. This even has it has a little bit of a red tint to that deep silver with the bolder leaf. Nice mix. And there are your typical, more super fleshy leaved succulents to mix in there. You can see this down close. Now, if this starts getting too tall, again, it is reaching and stretching for the sun. But if you go to your local garden center, they will definitely have a selection to go from. And as long as you're still talking an indoor succulent versus an outdoor succulent, you can mix those all in a container, whatever looks nice, and give them as much sun as you can. Like I said, definitely put them outdoors in the summer. Spray them down with a insecticidal soap before you bring them inside. Actually start that about a week or two before you're planning on bringing them inside, and just spray them every couple of days to make sure you've gotten everything as it's hatching and aren't bringing any nasties inside. Get underneath those leaves, soak it down completely. The great thing about plants in containers is you can actually go ahead and turn them upside down when you're spraying them to get underneath those leaves really thoroughly. You can even get, well, if you have other house plants, much more leafy foliage plants that you're bringing inside, you can also, instead of the spray, you can make up a bucket full of the insecticidal soap solution and just cover the pot with your hand like this and dip it down into that insecticide soap solution and swirl it, and then bring it out. And do that with all of your plants. So do that every couple of days for a week or two before you bring them in, and you won't be bringing anybody back inside with you. If you found this helpful, please click like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I wanted to give a shout out to the owner of Sun Valley Garden Center, Bryce Terzian. Thank you for letting me film here.